My name is Mike Cornwell. Welcome to this Node and Layers video. This is me developing Node and Layers and then giving good tips and advice and showing people how to do good development in TypeScript and Node.js and all that kind of stuff. Just in general, you can apply this to any kind of development. And on this video, I'm really excited about doing this video. I've been doing a lot of refactoring and the toolkit for Node and Layers. And I wanted to get to building functionality. And I started fleshing this out. And what we're going to build is we are going to build a authentication and authorization layer called the Auth Package. This is a critical piece to this system of stuff. So we have this basic framework, which basically starts off as an opinionated organization of code. Then we've got that in place. Now what we're going to do is snap in packages that are reusable that add a lot of power. I have some that are already out there already, but then we have this. And then now, once we get this going, I can start to add on additional packages so that you could very easily and very quickly snap into integrating with any different kind of systems for whatever kind of development system you're doing. The big pull away, and I have to say this because especially if you're new to Node and Layers, you're not going to get it. It's architected in such a way that you develop in that framework and it sets you up for success down the road. It's been built from many, many, many years of building these kinds of systems that grow and evolve and extend and all that kind of stuff. And what this does is it puts your code in and it kind of tries to force you as much as you can to put it in these nice layering type, organized way of doing business. And from that, it alleviates you from having many of the issues that most systems do, which has to do with extending and interfaces and stuff like that. So let's get into this right now. Let's get into this code. Let's get going. So I always start with a README, and it's mostly to kind of collect my thoughts and make sure that everything that I want to accomplish, I just kind of check off, because oftentimes you can get way in the weeds and then just totally forget. So this isn't I don't know if this is going to continue to be here, this README, but it's here for me right now to understand. And so we're going to build this package contains common authentication and authorization related code, including important system building models such as users and organizations, as well as reusable and extensible logic for doing authentication and authorization on features and model functions. There's a lot that is said there, but I may keep that because that's exactly what it is. The features and the model functions. We've been able to basically distill down our systems into these two concepts. You have data and data accessing functions, and then you have what we effectively call features, which are high-level code that runs many different parts of in a system. And so we want to be able to, those are the the centering points of an entire system, even if people don't call them that. And so since they are first-class citizens, all we got to do is we got to basically snap in our authorization and authentication into those layers, and we're good. So what we want this thing to be able to do is control who can access a feature, which is basically a function, control who can access a model, any specific method on that model. So can you read it? Can you write it? Can you create it? Can you delete it? And even the individual rows themselves. So certain bits of data are owned by a particular organization or owned by a user, and only those people would be able to change those things, those kinds of things. We want to be able to have a tree shakeable functionality. So a front end and a back end, that's such a core component to Node and Layers, is the ability to tree shake and go in any and all directions. So you have one set of code and it does a majority amount of the work, and then you have just the tiny little implementations. This is the tiny little back end implementation. This is the tiny front end implementation. Then we want the ability to roll out and use our own authentication and authorization. Okay. So I'm reviewing this because I put this together kind of a week ago, and we're going to hop into actually doing the implementation here. I am using Cursor, which is what this little kind of side thing is here, which could do some AI development. I don't know if I'm going to use it right this second. I might do a bunch of this stuff by hand. Although Node and Layers, super important, ships with the ability to do an MCP knowledge server into your cursor or like Claude Code or whatever. And it is extremely ridiculously powerful at having the ability to implement and do these systems. That's why I built it. There's a whole long other story about the nature of that. So we got organization admins, we got organizations. These are kind of our models that we're looking at here. Organization attributes. This model holds key value pairs for a user with an organization. This is a more expressive representation of a role concept, but could expand to multiple different kinds of attributes. The idea is we're basically going to go with a model that is similar to AWS, where AWS has, you basically have a resource and then you have like a who. And from that, what it ultimately is going to be is you have basically these attributes that are basically set by an organization. It's explained down here. So this is, last I was working on this authorization piece. An authorization being this person. Actually, I was working on authentication. Let me see here. Ooh, why is this written as authorization config? This is incorrect. This is authentication. Let me go and fix that now. Yep. Okay. All right. That's our first fix here. Yeah. Oof. Authentication config. This is not authorization. Yeah, so basically this is going to have how we handle our custom stuff. You basically point to a domain and a feature. This is basically a domain and then the feature, and then that is what code will actually run when the login happens. Okay, we're looking at doing a username and password. We're looking at doing OIDC and then API keys. These are all kind of the common ways to, this ought to handle like 99% of most people's authentication needs. Okay, so now we're describing this login capability. I'm just reading through this real quick before we go. And then we got our authorization policies. This stuff I spent quite a bit of time actually fleshing out. Okay. Yeah, and there's a bunch of other kind of stuff here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm using the NIL toolkit down here at the bottom. And this is not the newest one. It's just before I did the refactor. And I'm going to create an app. It's not an app. I'm going to call it, it's a domain. I'm going to call it core. So I did that. I'm also going to create, oh yeah, Express and OAuth 2. I think I had backend. Let's see here. Auth backend. Yep. Okay. Then over here on the left, we got our stuff here. So some of the things that we need. I actually started writing some code in here, and I think most of this is not going to be correct. Oh, let's get rid of this. Let's keep our README up. I am going to get rid of cursor for now. Give us a little bit more real estate. Okay. Certainly feel free to shoot your comments to me. Obviously, unless you're doing this live on Twitch right now, I'll have to answer your questions after the fact. But yeah, just let me have them. Oh, I see the preview of the README is right here. That'd be a little easier to read. Okay, so on the left, we need backend. Yeah, right here. This is when before I even start, I'm just going to delete all this. All right, so this is how we build a config. Why is that mad? No, this is type. That is also a type. All right. That isn't, what are you doing here? Did I have a config? I think there's a configuration that needs to be here. I'm pretty sure I've got to do okay. We'll call this good for now. I don't think I'm going to need that. I don't need that for now. Oh, I actually got to be careful about how I put that in there. Okay. Public read properties. I don't know what that is. I know I'm going to start first. Let's go ahead and we're going to create a model. Model name is going to be users. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ah, I see. Okay, plural name. Yep. I think I actually already started creating it over here. Let's see. I do have this roles thing. I'm going to get rid of that. There's no roles anymore. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy. I'm going to move this over. Sure. And then, oh. Need our core types. Oh. 2 more back. All right. All right. Okay, there's other things we need. We need organization admins. Admin, yes, all of these. Then we need organization attributes. Oh crap, I put it in the wrong thing. Did that go? That went in the wrong location. Delete. Organization admins. Okay, core, organization attributes. Organization, oh, whoa, nope to that. Let's see, what other, no. Policies. Okay. I don't know if this is still relevant. Oh yeah. Let me look at this. Yeah, this is different now. It doesn't have that. It has the feature, let's see, like the yeah, reading kind of the rules here. Um, oh yeah, I need to call these primary keys instead of IDs. I don't know if that's going to cause a problem, but I think it actually needs to happen to support people who use SQL. It's been a while since I've kind of developed one of these packages really explicitly like this. Yeah, so we got resource. That's going to say the name of the feature or the name of the model, and then the action that can be done on it. Okay. I think a lot of this is, maybe this is correct. I can't, I'll have to dig through this. How do I have the, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste this because this is legit. So now let's go to policy real quick. Boom. That's how amazing AI is right there. It knows how to use this stuff. Almost kind of feel like for the config, I need to say what these types are, because normally I use a UUID property, but depending on your system. All right, so this is the first config we got to do. Property. It's down here somewhere. Yeah, it's a property. I mean, what is property? Is this a type? No, it's not a type. Property instance. Oh, it's not a property instance. It's a function that creates a property instance. Let me see here. One second, I gotta look at some other code in functional models to see what is my type here. It's like making me think that I don't have an actual property, like a type for a property type. It seems a little weird. Ooh. I do not have a property function type. I don't really want to write one here. I think what I could do, well, I may not have a choice. All right, so what I'm going to do is this. property factory. And I don't know what all it's asking. Why is this unhappy? Oh. Okay, so we got a property factory. Property factory is not generic. Here we go. It is now. Okay, so let's create a kind of fake config here to make sure that, you know, we can actually do this. That's what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to do just like that. So what's the problem with this? Oh, no. Okay. It's mad now. I see. Yeah, this is a do I have that XOR in here? Crap, I need to go get that. The way ORs work and TypeScript is starting to get to the point where it's really not working for me. And the reality is one needs an XOR. I keep running into this problem like again and again. So I'm going to do like I'm doing a test here. My primary key type. String number. Okay. No. This is, I'm just going to do something like that. Is it this that's the problem? I'm not sure what it's saying here. That's not what an XOR is. Oh, if it extends object. This XOR does not work how I thought it worked. It's not an object type. String or it's not going to like it because it's going to say, oh, no, you can't take a number. Yeah, right here. Property config, string or number is not assignable type property string. And I'm pretty sure if I do this, this is still wrong. Yeah. And something stupid like that. This doesn't work. Oh, no, that's not its return. Wow. Okay, I didn't realize I was going to run this hard into a ridiculous TypeScript problem. I understand why it exists. So I could do string or number here. Now I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to get rid of that. Yeah, this basically means that when it goes to create it, it's going to be either a string or a number, which is not at all what it needs to be. Like this is definitely the fix here. The only thing I can do is like maybe an any. Like it is not going to like that. Oh. That might have solved it. There it is. Yeah, any kind of property factory, and then when it runs, it runs. Because I mean, I don't personally care if it's a string or a number. That's never going to matter to me. Because all the stuff behind the scenes takes care of a lot of this stuff. So I think with that, I don't know how it's going to format this. It's pretty chunky. All right. Now we're moving on. All right. So the issue here was, yes. Can I do this primary? I want to do primary key tag. It's a little more explicit. Okay. Then we've got that. And then here. Oh no. God. I don't think when this loads, yeah, it's given model props. And model props has the big model, and then it has get. Oh no. This is what happens when you work on a framework that people are going to use and it's super duper easy. It becomes very difficult to actually do stuff. Well, this is getting ready to turn into, now we have to modify the core layer so that it actually passes. It's got to pass. I don't know how I overlooked this, to be honest. Gosh. All right, checking some stuff. There's all sorts of other things going on. All right. So now I guess I got to stop here because this is a total blocker. I kind of can't believe I never thought about it, but I mean it comes up. That's why nothing's ever perfect the first go around. What we got to do is we've got to go into this beast. This is a very ugly beast, which is the layer loading code. It's very complicated. Or I guess I should say complex. So we have this. I also need to update this core interface here, which is model props. That's a big one. What this now needs, it now needs context. This right here needs, and then this needs to be maybe something like this. Oh, tconfig. Yep. Right. So basically what this does is it tells you information. It gives you all the context to include, like, you know, oh, it's going to be so interesting what goes in here. Man, this is tricky. I'm not going to lie. This is tricky. So I've got this. These are all functions. Maybe I should do get context. Why? Because it's going to call it immediately. So, okay, so we got that now. That's going to break a bunch of stuff. We'll go ahead and get our watch going down there. Yes, things are very broken now. Okay. Is layers the only one? Yeah, 133. This actually has context right here. Oh, no, it's actually passed in. That's easy enough. Does this have context? It does not. I don't know. All right, and then it's going to blow up in many other places. Yeah. And then here. Oh. Oh, I see. And then what's inside of this? Partial model props. I probably should just put context in there. Cool. I mean, it's certainly not too bad. I can only imagine this is going to be broken unit tests and stuff. Not too bad. Oh, this is actually a unit test that I broke last time. It should handle array of log formats. Now I'm actually kind of wondering what's going on here. What is it complaining about? Root logger is missing. Oh. Weird. Does that need to come back? Oh, you know what? I didn't want to actually check this. Oh, that's where I got that. This is like... This is interesting. It's all about the function, like the logging function. So how does it? All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do dot only. I know exactly where this line is going. It's complaining about this right here. All right, let's run it. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Okay. Why don't I do this? Or root and then do that. All right, and then when I go back here, there it goes. Okay. I like to make these core libraries like super duper squeaky clean, really ridiculously squeaky clean, because they're, you know, they're dependencies for so many things. Let's go ahead and do this. I am actually going to iterate this because that is a pretty breaking change. Status, get out all. Did I probably did prettier. I did. What are we going to model? Now includes the context. Okay, so now let's go back to auth, and we're going to do core at latest. See, that's what's so cool. So like this automatic deployment process that I have, it will build the knowledge base and then like send it back out like as it goes, so it stays up to date with it. Now it doesn't have, as you saw, because I didn't use AI, I didn't go and add additional functionality, like talking about adding context in there. So we would need to go through and update that from time to time. All right, let's make sure that core here is correct. It is. Great. All right, so what this has effectively done for us is now when I go to these models and we need the type You can see it's right there. So now we do context, and then yes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like kind of a helper function on this. Get model ID property. Yep. What's the actual type here? What is the problem? Oh, it's just one. That's why. Not namespace. No. It's the other one. Auth config. There we go. No. All right. So then now when we do this, we're going to do that. Oh, yeah. No. I see now. Why? I mean, that's effectively what it is. Is missing the following properties: system name, environment name. I think that this thing is actually looking forward. I just put the wrong type in here. Let me double check this. The type is that, but yeah. Okay. No, we're fine. Yeah, that's auth config, and then yeah, but it's still mad. Yeah, what is going on here? Gosh, sometimes TypeScript typing is bad, especially if you're trying to make it really easy for people. This isn't the easiest thing ever. I got to basically go through and chart the path. Of course, once you start talking about all these giant things, it's just dumb. Oh. All right, I might just delete this because there's too much here. Just gonna put that here. No. Okay, that's all fine. Yeah, we don't have roles anymore. Here we go. Of course, it doesn't really tell me much more. I'm just so confused. Like, it knows when it comes in, it tells me it's this. It's a common context. And if it's not, let's... I think I know what the problem is. It's this. So in order to do this, we really have to have... How would I even pass this through? This would be... Is that what I'm working on right now? Yeah. I don't know if this is going to solve it. Oh, that does make a lot of sense. Expected 2 arguments but got 0. Oh, this might have to do with the... Yeah, I don't want to have to deal with that. If I can avoid it. Normally what I do is I kind of figure out my way through these types, and then I kind of detype it. And I start to remove as much as I possibly can to make it really straightforward. This is a function that takes possibly these or undefined and gives you a property instance. Yeah, I agree. I see. I don't know why I have to pass. I think I know what the issue is here. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. And I should not have to put I don't understand. this doesn't actually require anything. Yeah, it's optional. You know what? I see it now. Duh. All right, now we don't need to do that. If you want to do that, that's fine. I don't need to do this. This is kind of over typing. No. Yeah. Okay, let's go here. Maybe I should do this. Okay. Yep, that needs to get fixed. Normally, if you were working on node and layers, you won't have to do this level of... This is more like if you're doing reusable packages where you're trying to keep in mind that some people are going to be using SQL or NoSQL databases. That's what all this is about. Let me get rid of this. I think I want to get rid of that. What's wrong with context? Sweet function. What the heck is that? Can I just make this context, or is it going to be dumb? Yeah, I shouldn't need that. Easy enough. Okay, this goes up here. Love the tab, tab, tab. No, this is a foreign key. Oh man, I gotta do this for the foreign key property too. Yep, there's a lot. Okay. Well. Yep, now we got the next set of problems. This would be like... no, it's a little bit more than that. No. This, now you have, got to pull this from... let me look at the foreign key property. What on earth is going on here? Oh, it's in, yeah, it's over here. Sorry, can't show any of this. I'm just looking at another code base. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to copy this out right, and then I got to modify it. I'm just going to do this so I can see it. Is this never exported? Oh, it's not. You know what? It looks to me like actually all that needs to happen, I'm going to make this a lot simpler. Yeah, this is actually not a problem. I already built this stuff in there, so it's a foreign key data type. Yes, and it is that. Gosh, AI is freaking amazing with this. I feel like it has to have these. Like, that's just not optional. No, I like to make things so they don't need to do that. This one's probably the trickiest of them. I actually do like that enum, but all right. Now then, when we go into, we'll create this. Yep. Yes, and then foreign key property. This is not required, but you can put it in there, and then you do okay, we'll do this right here, and then data type is data type. That. Why is this mad? Oh. Oh, yep. Then you need the model. What is this? I need this. Yep. Now when we come in here, let's just do the one that's already there. This is not correct. No, this is not correct either. Boom. What is this? Policy requires organization? It does not. Cool. That's exciting. Get foreign key property. It's exciting because we're like making like real progress. Like this is working. They're seeing how the sausage is made. Yes, we don't need this crap. Yeah, get rid of all that. I could make that more hard-coded, but I don't think I want to do that. This is perfectly fine. All right. Then we got all of our types. Now we can like move back to the README. So these are our models. It said something about, yeah, you know, let's go ahead and let's get this in there for our policy. Oh, it's already there. Yep. We need to go here first. Yep. 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 Love the tab. It's friggin' amazing. Yeah. All right. Yep, there it is. Oh, yeah, it's mad about other stuff. Boom. Boom. Okay. Sweet. All right, there's that. Boom, boom, boom. What is this string array? I'm actually not sure why it's like that. Oh, I see. I see, but then I have, oh, no, that's the actual attribute. Pretty sure organization attribute is for a user. I'm like pretty positive. Because it's basically an attribute about the person for an organization. This model holds key value pairs for a user with an organization. Yeah, that's what I thought. So now we need user ID. And we go here. And then we do this. Bink. Done. Okay. I'm pretty sure I need system level role or system level policies or something like that. I'm like pretty positive I'm gonna have to do that, which is like core backend. Yeah, and then they have like a name, right? Where is it at? Okay. system level attribute. Right. Yeah, I'm going to have to go through this with a fine-tooth comb because I really kind of thought a lot of this stuff out. Yeah, MPE organization. This is basically the ability to create users who are not, actual users. I think one of the things we want to do here is we want to do what this is a record string property to, actually, right there. And then what I'm going to do is, no, let's put this in core. Now that I think about it, I should have put this in core. This is in core. Yes. Now, what this is going to have is then I've got too many things open. Now when we do this, we need context. Yep. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Email. No. All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I could expand this to being like get model overrides. I don't think so. Oh, another way to do this is to ooh, yeah, I see it. Is where's it at? Ability to override which model gets used should be in the format domain model names, plural model names. Okay. I think there's some problems with this as I think about it, because it's the system then it's probably okay, but all right, I think I'm going to call it here for this video. There's a lot more here to go. We haven't even gotten in through the models, and basically what's going to end up happening is we're going to go through the models, then we're going to start to go and do the implementation type stuff. I got to write a policy engine, all sorts of stuff. Stay tuned and watch the next sets of videos if you're interested in seeing more and how to use this system. I'll see you. My name's Mike.